Hey guys, welcome to our first podcast episode for Funnycat Studios. We're going to be both bringing 3 different subjects to talk about. We're going to alternate talking about them. And then you guys can just put your opinions down below and we'll respond to those in due time. You can also suggest subjects that you'd like to see us talk about, or argue about, or debate about, or whatever we end up doing. So you're going to go first, because I give you ample time to think of yours. So.
You excited to go to war?
No. Just coming right out with it, coming right into it. Honestly, I don't think we're going to go to war.
You don't think we're going to go
to war?
war?
We are at war. Like, we are at war with Iran.
Yeah.
Like, war has been declared on Iran. But I don't actually think it's going to, do anything or go anywhere.
Why is that?
Honestly, it is going places, right? Like, they've shot, I think, right now, they've shot 1,200 missiles.
Damn.
Can you believe that? Yeah, they've shot 1,200 missiles. Right now, they're only really attacking military bases.
Yeah.
I don't think that we'll do a draft.
I don't think so either.
No, the draft has been proven to be very ineffective. We also have something called Army Reserves, which is like an entire other side of the military of literally just people who cannot be active duty right now, who have the training and stuff to be active duty. But as far as things like a draft and going, everybody's talking about it like it's going to be really bad. I'm only concerned if Russia and China are backing Iran. But China did 100% say, we could reduce Israel to, rubble if Iran asks us to.
I saw that China was only giving them moral support.
That's possibly true. I have not done my research on that. I've done the bare minimum, just reading things, as I come and see them. But in future segments, we'll have our 3 things prepared and then kind of go from there. But, that way we're an informational database as well for people. Yeah. We don't want people to watch our podcast and be like, no. But yeah, I'm not super worried about going, I'm not going to go to war. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go.
I'm not going to war.
I'm not going to get
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, big reveal. Now my dad can't watch this episode. Well, I haven't told my dad. What is today? March 9th? I haven't told my dad yet. So, Dad, if you're watching this and we've already told you, nice.
Just don't send him the link.
Yeah, all the people out there that have my dad's number, don't send him
the link.
Yeah.
Although I was telling you not to send him the link, but
anyone
out there.
He asked for a link, but I just told him I'm still editing it. Yeah. But that's going to be
2 weeks we go.
Oh, that's fair. I was thinking, I don't know why. I was we're going to have to wait till you tell him when it comes down. That's not until
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'm not really worried about going to war. I feel like a lot of people are. I feel like there's a lot of propaganda. Something else, too, that I read is we're in what's called a wartime economy. So if we're not at war, then we're on the verge of a recession because we spend so much money in defense spending and budgeting and stuff. So a lot of the war, too, is very much an economic strategy, I feel like. And on top of that, I don't know, Trump's I've ended 8 wars. I've ended 8 wars! He hasn't ended any of them. He claimed to stop the Israel-Palestine stuff, but he did not. No. They didn't stick to a ceasefire for I think it was 4 hours and they started shooting again. So, which free Palestine. Yeah. Yeah, we stand with Palestine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do know. Honestly, tangent. I feel like when it comes to Iran, a lot of people are they feel indifferent about it because people in Iran celebrate. That we killed an evil leader and stuff, which I will say is true. I forget what they call their leaders. It's the Aratomi or something like that. The dude was, the dude was really bad.
Yeah.
But Iran's always been really bad. It's been really bad since the 60s or 70s. And that guy was in power for 50 years, so he was a majority of it. But the problem for me is we're trading one essentially terrorist organization for another, right? Sure, we're stopping Iran, but we're not stopping Iran because we care. We're stopping Iran because we support Israel, which Israel's bad. Yeah. They're literally child murderers. And Zionists. On top of that, we're not attacking Iran because we're good people. That's where a majority of the oil comes from. Yeah. And there is a lot of oil produced in other parts of the world. South America actually has a lot of oil. A lot of people don't know that. They also have a lot of gemstones. They have a lot of natural resources and stuff. But the Middle East as a whole has a lot of the oil. And I feel the problem with that is as well is we've been beefing with the Middle East since
forever.
Yeah, since the 20s. I swear to God, yeah. Because there was with Bush, obviously and stuff. Bill Clinton we had, was it Bill Clinton we had in Afghanistan? Is that when it started?
What year?
Was it Clinton right before Obama? I always get
No,
names.
Bush was before Obama.
Bush was before Obama, right.
I think Clinton was before Bush.
Yeah.
We're young, I don't know.
Iraq. Yeah, the war in Iraq. I feel like we've always had issues with Iraq, Pakistan, and Iran, and Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, as far as I'm worried about going to war, no.
We've always been at war.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I will go to war though if they make me a super soldier. Give me that Captain America serum.
They're not making you Captain America.
No.
Out of all of the people in the world, you are not
my
Captain
brother
America.
like Captain Whataburger. Okay, we're not giving you a super soldier. We're giving you super syrup, dog.
Okay.
Yeah. My turn. I was ready. We've talked about this a little bit, but I really like your point of view on it, and I really want to get it for the podcast. So how do you feel about the demonization of being a princess and falling in love and like having a Prince Charming and like the feminization of that specific term, and how every woman has to be a warrior, every woman has to be fierce and like not. How do you feel about the demonization of that and then
femininity?
Well, borderline misandry, right? But
wow.
And then subcategory part 2 to my question is how do you feel about the demonization of like needing a man, like the sexism that hides behind toxic feminism?
For context, we've already filmed this conversation the first time around, but that was scrapped because we didn't like it. So, not that we didn't like our conversation.
I was going to say, we liked the answers.
Yeah, we liked our conversation. We had a really good conversation.
We're learning about lighting.
Yeah, and
still.
views and face. And
yeah.
Anyway, so this conversation we've talked about since Snow White came out, the new Snow White. Or newer. Now it's like a year or two old. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, yes. And we didn't see the movie, so we actually have no idea how it actually goes. I mean, we saw the original like Snow White, but not their remake of it. But a lot of the conversation came from their press and how outdated the movie was and the concept and this and that. And for starters, I think with a movie as classic as Snow White, like if you don't like the story, don't be Snow White. I have no problem with like her ethnicity or her as a person or anything, but if you don't agree with the story, don't be that character. Like there's other movies that you can be a part of. Because when people are seeing a movie that's a remake, they want the original story. They want the original content, you know.
I'm going to sidebar real quick. Another reason why I feel like this is something that, and maybe I'm wrong, right? Feel free to decimate me in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. More often than not, because obviously people talk about how there's like a whole lot of white princesses, right? Like a lot of these stories are originally like around white characters. But what a lot of people don't realize too, I feel like, is people of origin are going to tell the stories based on their origin, right? So like if somebody who is Irish, right? And I could be wrong. I have no idea who wrote Ariel, right? But Ariel's depicted as a white-skinned, red-haired mermaid.
I think she's French, though.
French? Okay, great. Yeah, but like think about it like if you're a woman.
I don't know if she's French.
I have no idea. I do know that some of the stories do originate from.
Yeah, like Mulan,
Yeah,
China.
like they originate from Japan, China, and then some of the stories themselves are based off like folk stories from other countries and stuff, right? Like kind of like Brothers Grimm. Like how Brothers Grimm like reiterates all those stories. Anyways, think of it like this, right? Is if you are an Irish woman who is pale and has red hair, and you write The Little Mermaid, obviously you're going to write it based on your people, right? So to me, when the film is remade and a race swap for American agenda or socio-political pandering, I feel like that's to me it's just always poor. Because I personally. Weird change was making Aquaman. Original comics, Aquaman was a white dude with blonde hair and blue eyes, right?
Yeah.
Bros like the Aryan race. Like I never liked that, right?
Yeah.
Making it Jason Momoa, making him look kind of Samoan or Islander was perfect because it's like the doy, like of course.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, like look at Namor, right? When they did Namor in Wakanda Forever, like that to me is what I thought Namor would look like. You know, and I feel like when they do that with stuff like Snow White, for instance, like, you know, her skin is supposed to be white as snow.
Yeah, that's
like,
where her name comes from. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, for Black Panther 3, let's make a white dude Black Panther. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that feel seen by that are now robbed of that. And again, if you want to make a story, you know, like Princess and the Frog, can you imagine if they race swapped?
Yeah.
Like, that would be infuriating to African Americans and people who live in, like, you know, bayou states and things like that.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Like, oh. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, it's so stupid. Anyway, continue.
No, I mean, I do agree with that. I think we're getting off topic here because I do want to respond to that.
I only said that because you made a really good point of, if you don't like Snow White, then don't play Snow White. Right? So if you don't feel like you can identify as that character, then why would you play
don't be that character.
Like, oh,
but what I was going to say is, you know, of course, Snow White, Cinderella, these are movies or ideas that stemmed from 1910, 1920, whenever they came up with the concept of these movies. So back then, naturally, you know, women of color, people of color, they did not have the resources to make a movie like that or write a book like that. So, you know, I do understand having the misrepresentation or just the blatant, like, unrepresentation. I don't know what the word would be for that.
Yeah.
Just blatantly cutting those people out and not having, you know, stories that reflect those people's experiences, you know, not those people, but you know what I mean, like not those people, but you know, people who feel misrepresented in the media. That's anyone, you know, whoever that might apply to.
Subjectively or whatever.
Subjectively, objectively, whatever the case may be. You know, so I do understand feeling misrepresented or feeling just blatantly cut out of that. But that is why there's characters like Tiana, like Miles Morales, you know, characters that have their own story, you know, because if someone was race swapped for, you know, Snow White, for example, yeah, you know, as a Black woman, I'm sure it's very nice to see a Black woman on the screen, but you're not going to.
Snow White.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying. I'm saying like in a world.
Right.
You know,
like Little Mermaid, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, even Little Mermaid, like I feel like that one was okay because it wasn't cultural. It wasn't like, there's not a cultural sense in that movie. It doesn't matter if she has dreads, but for something like Snow White or Mulan, you know, if they made Mulan a Black woman or something, right? And obviously we're speaking as two white people.
Right, yeah, which obviously we're speculation. Represented in
yes. But I feel like it has more meaning to look at Black Panther and look at, you know, the community of Wakanda as opposed to Steve Rogers, you know, as Captain America and what he went through in the 40s, because your experience in the 40s was completely different. So I feel like it means a lot more to just have a character that represents you in your past and the culture that you experienced growing up, rather than just having a race swap. You know, I feel like the race swap doesn't do the justice for people that some companies like Disney might think it does. I think
Disney loves it.
Yeah, like I think it doesn't do it justice. Like I think it's nice to see people represented in the media, but I don't think that it doesn't do justice for their experience. It doesn't make their experience real.
So to circle back.
Yes, circle back to Snow White.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, when that movie came out and everything, obviously the media and their press and everything was not the best. I don't think that they trained them very well. They were not being
They told her they would never work with her ever again.
You know, and I think that it's something that has come a lot more prevalent in media of, well, you know, let's make this very strong female character, which, you know, I agree is very important for young children to see and experience, right? You know, of course you want girls and boys to all be independent, you know, to where they can do tasks on their own. But I do also think that, you know, people misunderstand feminism and they believe that feminism is only, you know, men above or sorry, women above men, not men above women. Women above, that is today's society. I think that a lot of people misunderstand that feminism is women are better than men when that's not true. Feminism feminism is the chance for both people to have the resources that they need. Not only, for women to be in high paying corporate jobs, but for men to have, mental health resources, things like that, and I think it's very misunderstood by people who just want to pander, like
it's very weaponized, I feel like. Which is, they use it as like a way to, I don't want to say oppress, but they use it as a way to like disingenuously create confrontation.
I think it's another way to create divide. I think that's a lot of obviously what media nowadays is for is, you have the left and right, men and women, black and white, as they think it really is a way to divide. And it's like, well, if you don't identify with this, then you're not a feminist. When I don't know this, but I feel like a lot of the like female warrior stuff, I think that most of those stories are created by men. And like, that's just not necessarily...
You think that's a narrative that they're trying to push?
I don't know if it's a narrative necessarily, but I feel like, of course, like always, men that write about women and like create a woman character, they never get it right. Very rarely do they get it right. I love those
videos where it's like a guy pretending to be, it's like write a gamer for someone who doesn't game, or like write a sports fan for someone that doesn't like sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like over the top, and it's like, oh yeah, man. Oh, we gotta go get that touchdown again. It's like, that's not how people that like sports actually talk.
Exactly. I think that is what a lot of people, because you can tell when a character is just made by a man that has never spoken to a woman before.
You can tell when they design women too, some of these female characters. That's a lot of the reason why Nicole doesn't play games is because she doesn't want to wear a metal bikini on the battlefield.
Yeah, I want to look cool. I want to have the male armor where I look super fucking cool and scary.
For Honor's always done it.
But back to like the feminism, I think that a lot of that is misunderstood. Some women want to have a husband and get married and have children. Some women want to be mothers.
So let me ask you, as someone who wants both of those things, how do you feel when other women make you feel like you're less than for wanting a man and wanting a kid, and not just needing a man, but how do you feel as someone who's like, I've always wanted to have like a husband and a kid and like a family?
Me personally, I don't think I've ever actually like been in some sort of confrontation or conflict. I feel like a lot of it comes from social media of like, people just saying like, oh, it's embarrassing having a boyfriend or it's embarrassing having a husband, because they're not treated well. And I think that, you're just, you're not finding the right people. Because of course, having the right partner is very imperative. Like if you are going to have a relationship, and some women do want to have that and they find the wrong partner. And unfortunately, it's a man that wants kids, but doesn't want to be a father, or wants a wife, but doesn't want to be a husband, So for me, I've never been in any sort of confrontation, but I, sometimes like for Snow White, I want to watch Snow White and I want to be a fairy princess, It's different if I was watching Thor or something and the Valkyries on there.
Misandryism that creates that, because think about it, like when you have a boy and a girl, right? Your kids, right? You have your son or your daughter. When they're watching a movie, right? The princess appeals to the girl. The Prince Charming, who slays the dragon, appeals to the boy, right? So like it teaches the boy that his job, and sure, grand narrative of adulthood is you don't need, women aren't just damsels to be rescued, but it teaches them things like courage and conflict and confrontation and love and sincerity, and sure, I don't think every girl wants to just be a damsel in distress. Some girls look at the Prince Charming, they admire that concept, but the thing is I feel like with just cinematography in general, is they're pushing this agenda where like women have to want to be the Prince Charming and there's no princess. They want like the princess to save herself, and actually like who's that teaching what to? Yeah. And like sure, people are like, well, it teaches the woman independence. Like, why do women need to be so independent that they shouldn't want a relationship, they shouldn't want to fall in love, they shouldn't want to have kids? And to me, like the constructs of that is like, who are you to tell other women what they want? And that goes right back to feminism, right? Is the equality of having a choice, being like, hey, this is what I want for me. But I feel like that's also, it's these super insufferable character. Kal-El, no! It's so insufferable.
Why? You just had to slip that in there.
I had to slip that in there. I do it really well.
I do agree that it's a narrative. I think that it's what companies like Disney, and obviously this isn't just an attack on Disney.
Disney to attack Disney, man.
Yeah, Disney, it's easy to attack Disney. I feel like Disney just panders and it thinks, well, this is what the audience wants because this is the social pressure. The thing is,
I think it's the audience. I think this is what the people that create the most response want.
Maybe. Yeah. I think that they believe that those are the people going out and seeing the movie. I was going to say something before you interrupted me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, even as a woman that, has a husband and has, a family, though we don't have human kids just yet, we have a little family here. What?
We have cat human hybrid kids.
Yeah, we do.
Purebred human?
Anyway. But, I feel like I do have my independence. I work full time. I own a car. I have credit cards. There are still independent things about my life, though I have a relationship, and I think that people just misunderstand feminism as, well, the woman has to wear the pants, or, the woman doesn't need a man, or the woman doesn't need a family, she doesn't want kids. And that's not necessarily the truth. The meaning of women is, or women, the meaning of women. What's a woman? The meaning of feminism is to have, not only have that choice, of course, but equality for men and women, like we talked about, for men to have resources that they might need, and the help that they might need in their life, but also for women to have that as well. There's obviously a gap between men and women in a lot of different aspects. But I think people just misunderstand feminism as the woman's the warrior, like you said. There's no princess. The woman is Prince Charming.
It's too, is then they make the dragon a man.
Not necessarily.
No, when they make the woman Prince Charming who slays the dragon, they create the villainization of a man. It's very similar to how, and this is just my opinion, I guess, right? It's very similar to how Ursula was overweight, right? Like they villainized obesity. And I, for one, am a very big advocate against obesity. But to me, it's subliminal text, right? And subliminal messaging. It's creating a narrative that like you don't consciously think about, but you subconsciously associate, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that, and I see this stuff as a man, maybe you don't see it, maybe that's why you're kind of like taken back by the whole, well, not really. They do,
I can see that with that example of like Ursula as a kid. Mm-hmm. It's very subliminal messaging. If you see every time, the villain is overweight and green or something, anytime that you see a green person, you're going to be like, well, that is a villain because historically that is the pattern that I've seen.
Yeah, and I feel like they're doing that more and more in depictions. And I don't want to get on a privilege pony here, but, I feel like they're starting to do that with pandering media. They'll create a white male heterosexual villain concept because people want to hate on that so much in society as it is, or at least reactive groups. Because again, that's why I feel like they're pandering to interactive groups, right? 60% of people don't give a shit, but 60% of people don't leave a review. You know what I'm saying? So for me, they pander that 40%, and the thing is if they outrage those people, the movie might still do well.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's reactive content.
Yeah, you have people still going.
Yeah, exactly. Just to
be mad
see
at
the garbage or be mad at it or to make a review, Like, we almost went and saw Scream 7 just to do a movie because we heard his ass. You know, and I feel like that's the kind of thing, those are those reactive groups that they're pandering to. So like, oh, well, what we'll do is we'll create a minority protagonist, depending on who they want to pander to, right? African Americans, women, small people, whatever it is. And then
small people?
I don't know. I haven't seen one of those yet. And then one of those in a movie, to clarify, as like a protagonist. Well, I mean, I guess The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
The Hobbit.
That's what you have. Anyway. And then they create whatever propagandized villain that they want to put pressure on in society, right? So.
I mean, yeah, that is just propaganda in general, you know. You take a classification of people and you make them the villain.
Yeah,
you know?
Create this lore around it.
Yeah.
You're up.
How do you feel about Hollywood?
I feel like
today?
A lot of it, and we talked about this too, this is not a conversation. I feel like a lot of it is, obviously we talked about the core things that I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of rules of thumb for seeing a movie. The first one is the bigger the cast, the higher probability the movie's gonna suck.
Unfortunately, nowadays that has flopped.
Yeah,
like,
it used to be great. It used to be like, oh my god, look how many people are gonna be in this movie.
Yeah.
Now it's, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like they have everybody doing these characters that are just pointless, or it's like that's just bad writing. It's like it reminds me of like when you'd watch a Nickelodeon show and then they'd bump into a character and be like, oh my bad, and they turn on, it's like Will Smith and everybody starts cheering and it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you must have really needed to pay your phone bill.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they're doing now though. Like
exactly, yeah. Like they're thinking, just because Will Ferrell's in it, I have to go see it,
Yeah. Commercials too. I feel like commercials
really
too,
bad.
like the T-Mobile with like Zoe Saldana.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna put you in what is it? What's the game? Would you rather? Yeah. Would you rather have commercials that have big celebrities or major brands doing TikTok trends? I find both of those to be insufferable. Like beyond belief.
Commercials.
Yeah.
Because I guess I could block the...
I guess I could just block him.
Yeah, like I could block major brands.
Yeah.
On TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, second rule. More marketing you see, then definitely more it's going to suck.
Yes.
It is a golden rule. If you're seeing it everywhere, if you're seeing it do, the biggest tell is a jewelry collab. That's when you know it's gonna suck. Like 007 years ago. I don't know which 007 movie it was, but they did a collab with like a jewelry, him driving a car and he's like shooting a machine gun out of it, and then it's like a watch. I'm like, what? I'm like, that shit is gonna be so bad. That movie's gonna be abysmal.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like they spent their budget on the actors and they spent their budget on marketing. They did not spend their budget on good writing.
Well, you think about it too, is typically that's how it goes, right? When you write a film, it's a lot like the game that we're publishing. You make the game and then you go to publishers and the publishers spend the money on marketing.
Yeah.
But the problem is I feel like they go in there and they like ad-lib it. You know what I mean? They get like 4 of those big actors in a room. They're like, yeah, we're going to have him be a spy. And he goes into a casino. And we bring out like a million from the 4th movie. We give a love interest. She's 20 years too young. And we make a fuck ton of money. And that's like the whole movie.
Yeah.
And that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's bad.
They don't execute it very well.
No, and I feel like there's a lot of things that if they just brought in another actor, people would appreciate it more,
Yeah, maybe.
It gives somebody else their big break, you know what I'm saying?
I do agree with that, like Wuthering Heights, like for example, we didn't see that movie, but
I was actually kind of excited for Wuthering Heights too.
It looked good, but the more that I saw it, I was like, first off, I love Margot Robbie. She's
the iPhone face.
She's a phenomenal actress, but she's 35, 40 maybe, which honestly, that's not old. I'm not saying that she's old, but for a character that's supposed to be in her 20s or whatever, and
I could see the Eloise actor doing that character.
She's just as old as Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she does Eloise really well.
She does Eloise very well. We're talking about Bridgerton.
Sorry,
Claudia Jessie, I think her name is. I don't remember what her name is. But, you know, they race swapped that movie too. And I think something like that is very frustrating for the Black community because it's like, hey, he's supposed to be, I don't know the full story, but he's supposed to be like a slave or like a freed slave.
I think he's like a French slave who becomes a freed man.
Yeah,
and
so like
still deals with not being respected.
You know, something that, you know, is set in the 1800s or something and doesn't have that representation is...
Also doesn't have that turmoil. What's so wrong with two white people being together?
That too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with two white people being together.
She's supposed to be a finer.
It's forbidden love.
Yeah.
You know?
Not anymore.
Yeah, so, you know, you should have...
That movie was just porn.
Probably, but they should have given it to someone as their big break, and that's something that I can really respect for like Breaking Bad. They didn't have very big actors. Those people got big because they were in Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd never seen Aaron Paul before on Breaking Bad.
I know it.
Bryan Cranston.
Say my name.
Bryan Cranston.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
He was in what, Malcolm in the Middle? I never watched Malcolm in the Middle.
What's funny is so he had gotten a lot of roles. So he was worried about being typecasted. Right? Mm-hmm. So when Bryan got the role, he was like super ecstatic because he had been he's getting reached out to by all these studios. Like, oh, we want you to come play like the goofy dad.
Yeah, he didn't want that.
And he was like, I really don't want to get typecasted as a goofy dad. You know, he's like, I don't want that to be the only thing that I do. And then when they reached out to him about Breaking Bad, I don't remember the full story. He talks a lot about it. But he went in there and just killed it, you know.
He's a phenomenal actor. It was a great show.
He is a fun.
But, you know, something like that, even Bridgerton nowadays, you know, unknown actors, unknown actresses, or, you know, lesser known actors or actresses.
Yeah, I don't see a single big name in Bridgerton.
No.
And maybe we're naive, right? Maybe there's like maybe they're big actors for but
perhaps.
For an American,
yeah,
it's nice to
no one
see
that I recognize. Yeah, exactly.
And it's great too because you get to learn about new actors. You know, like, oh wow, I really like the way that guy does. Like I really like the guy that does Lord Anderson. Mm-hmm. I really like that actor. I don't know why. I feel like he does it like
does it very well.
He does the gentle giant, the gentle giant really well, which I think is really cool to see. I think a lot of people did kind of cliche.
Yeah.
So, but he does like a soft-spoken gentleman. Really well.
Yeah.
I think that's all my rules for Hollywood is the bigger the cast, the bigger the fall, the higher the marketing, higher chance
worse
it's just going to suck.
Yeah, the more you see it, worse it's probably going to be.
I'll tell you what, I feel like, and this is controversial given my background, I talk about like given my background, but I feel like a lot of movies now are just superhero movies.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's definitely slowed down in the last few years.
It really was a big thing from like 2016 to like
maybe even a little earlier. Yeah, it's probably from like 2010, 2012, because Avengers came out in 2012.
Maybe, yeah.
And then after that, I mean, they were just churning them out.
I think too, the thing that around that time is Harry Potter wrapped up. You know, Twilight wrapped up.
I didn't think about that. A lot of sequels had wrapped up.
Yeah, you know, not Lord of the Rings, Hobbit wrapped up. You know, a lot of those larger franchises finished, and there was a niche that they could really expand into. And I just thought of that. I think that
is actually really
that actually explains
I don't know what
a lot.
That's actually
it just came through. Yeah, well, I just thought of it. You know, 2012. That's where a lot of those. Big trilogies or big sagas finished.
Yeah, they've never really picked up. I mean, Star Wars was done for a while too. In like 2008, I think was their last movie, but then they started picking up. I think it was they attempted to just get in on it because by that point, I think Disney owned Marvel at that point. So then from there, it was like, we gotta get in on it. Yeah,
we gotta fill that gap.
Yeah, they couldn't. Those movies sucked.
Probably.
Those last 3 Star Wars movies were ass. If you like the sequel, you suck. I'm just kidding. Actually, I thought about not saying that because I was like, some of those movies are okay. You know, not in the background. But yeah, I feel like nowadays, this is the thing though, right? Is a lot of people say that. I've seen a lot of people say that actually, like, oh, if it's not a superhero movie, then it's going to suck. It's true.
Not necessarily.
A lot of movies that come out now suck.
I feel like with superhero movies, it's a guaranteed, at least mediocre movie.
Yeah.
Like, look at Madam Web.
That was not mediocre.
That one was.
That movie was bad.
Yeah. But, you know.
We love you, Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do love Dakota Johnson. That was
we can tell you hated it too.
Yeah, she didn't like that shit.
Like, so let's talk about Madam Web. She's like, mother. It's like, I fucking hate
Let's
it.
just move past that.
Yeah. Jinx. But yeah, no, so I definitely feel like that's my little last tidbit on how Hollywood is right now is I'm seeing, I don't know, something else too. I guess my last tidbit to conclude. I feel like they're only bringing back big actors now or not big actors, characters now as an attempt for like, oh, we really need that extra penny. You know, like,
what's the twist?
Yeah, the twist, he's still alive. You know, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about that with like Scream 7.
Yeah, using AI to bring
spoiler alert! Nah, spoiler alert, because you haven't seen it.
I just said. So.
They used AI to bring back his character. Like they.
Oh, that's something that we didn't talk about.
Well, hold on.
Go ahead. Okay.
Let me finish the spoiler alert. They basically. Basically, the character did die in the first movie, but to like taunt Sydney further, they brought him back. I feel like a franchise like that doesn't need to exist. I mean, Sydney, come on,
that's my thing.
Just move, you know, like give it up, okay?
No kidding. I feel like that with the Halloween movies too.
A lot of movies.
It's not Sigourney Weaver. Who is it? It's maybe it is Sigourney.
I was gonna say Meredith.
No, it's Sigourney Weaver.
No, not in Halloween.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's the lady from Freaky Friday, the one that did the Activia yogurts with the short hair. That's not Sigourney.
No, Sigourney Weaver's Alien. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not Meryl Streep. What's her name? What?
Can you imagine Meryl Streep in Halloween?
No, what's her name?
I don't know. That actress is getting old.
It's the lady from Freaky Friday.
42. Yeah, it's not Sigourney Weaver. I love Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, it's not Meryl Streep. It's the other one.
Yeah, they whipped out her cannons for the ads.
Yeah.
Those are good ads.
Okay.
I'm weak in the flesh.
Oh, fuck. What's her name?
Don't clap the table.
Sorry.
Giving audio feedback. I don't know. It's lost its time.
No, but it's gonna bother me forever. And we're using our phones to film, so we can't even Google it.
Anyway.
Try to do like Jimmy Neutron, like brain blast or whatever.
No, you're trying to give yourself an aneurysm. Anyway, I hate when they bring back a character that's like 10, or when they mirror the protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the CW. The CW, they did Flash, right? Fastest man alive. Every season, they introduced another speedster who's faster than the Flash. And then the end of the episode, guess what? Flash is faster and he beats him. It's so stupid, dude. And they just rinsed and repeated for like 7 seasons.
I feel like they do that with a lot of shows too, like The Boys. We love The Boys, but you know,
Homelander.
Yeah.
Another bad guy. We gotta kill that bad guy so we can kill Homelander.
Yeah, we have to team up with Homelander so that we can kill this guy.
That actually frustrated me.
And then,
I was like, what is this fucking writing?
Just other shows. I feel like Invincible too. Like, I feel like we've lost the plot.
Invincible's power goes all over the place. Like one minute he can sit there and like take the hugest hit from the biggest bad guy on Earth. And then later in the episode, he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's in the hospital. He's in the hospital at the end of every other episode.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, Mark, give it up.
Yeah.
You're not invincible, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Hollywood's getting broke. They're running out of money. Hollywood is in crosshairs. AI is getting really good. That C-Dance stuff, the C-Dance stuff's looking pretty promising.
Yeah.
But they'll shut it down.
Probably.
I don't know. Our dentist. So we went to the ortho today, like the dentist and stuff, and they're talking about how they have an AI dentist now. Yep.
How are they cleaning teeth?
Using machine. Yeah. AI dentist.
Are they gonna insult me?
Probably. You need to clean and floss better.
Yeah, exactly.
Your gums are irritated. I don't know, but they have an AI dentist, and the lady who does my Invisalign, the lady who did my hygiene, her brother, my hygienist, her brother used to live in Hollywood, and he worked for Microsoft, but he got transferred to Washington and took a new opportunity working in an AI company.
Wow.
So they are trending it out. I mean, if you can afford a house in LA, you're doing pretty well at Microsoft. So if you can get transferred that kind of pay to an AI job, and you're willing to move like 3 states north, it's not looking good for the rest of us.
Yeah. Are you sure he's not in Washington, D.C.? Or state of Washington?
No, she's not Washington State.
You're
We're
sure?
talking about crime.
Oh.
I guess I just down.
Gotta clarify.
I'll tell you what, I'm like a little fairy today.
Alright, give me your...
Yes, my turn. So far we've talked about going to war.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the demonization of feminism and toxic misandry. And then we've talked about Hollywood and how they suck. And like how they're really falling apart.
We don't have another topic.
I mean, we're at 46 minutes.
I did want to ask you on the topic of AI, if you're okay if I jump in here.
Yeah. I don't have a...
I've been... you don't have another topic.
I don't have a question anyway. We'll do this one and we'll wrap up. Maybe we'll do 2 subjects. Or we'll better prepare and do 3. Next episode.
So, with my job being remote, we've kind of talked...
In finance.
Yes, in finance, sales, definitely an industry that is going to be automated within the next few years. And a lot of our conversation recently has been prepping to eventually leave or lose my job, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, these companies don't care.
Yeah, so, I was racking my brain trying to think of like, okay, well, if I have to leave this job, where am I going to go? And we've kind of come to the conclusion that a lot of remote jobs...
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Well, hold on. I have an interesting question for you. I have found that a lot of jobs can be automated. So I wanted to come up with an idea of what jobs are going to be AI proof. As we've seen, dentistry.
Nope.
That's down the drain. Driving, a bus driver or something.
Yeah,
Look at Waymo.
They already have
Waymo.
Speaking of which, actually, I have I'm so glad she brought this up. I'm going to squeeze out of the camera here. Yeah.
Oh, you got a list? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Waymo can drive cars, Tesla, trash people, they can just have the arm be automated.
Sometimes they don't even have to get out.
Well, it's someone controlling that, there's 3D printed housing.
Well, that's proven to fail.
Regardless.
I guess,
it's in an industry that can rise, I'm talking within the next 10 years.
I'll go with this and then I'll question.
All right.
So jobs that are already...
Well, that is my question is what is going to be safe? I guess what's safe and what's not safe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So jobs that are already getting replaced by AI. I have these toggled on a scale of like 1 to... What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, a scale of like 1 to 5 on like how automated they already are. So replaced is insurance.
They could just automatically
1
deny.
out of 5 that already started. And that's the thing. On top of that, insurance sales sucks. Like 99%.
Are you talking about sales? I thought you were talking about claims.
I'm talking about debt.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is most people already don't work in insurance, and most people no longer buy insurance.
I think, too,
I don't know
a lot
anybody
of
who doesn't
people...
get insurance through their job.
Yes, I was going to say, in America, a lot of that is already privatized, so you just sign up.
It's privatized in part. Like 99% of people get their job.
Yeah,
you
just sign up to work.
Job that doesn't have benefits, and if they don't have benefits and aren't insurance, they just
don't have insurance.
This one is extremely automated by AI. I have this at tier 5 is data entry.
Yep.
Which
very easy.
I'm gonna be honest. If you think you're gonna get a job in data entry and make 6 figures,
wrong.
Yeah. You're stinky dumb because that's. I'm just being honest. That's not mean. You're asking to get a 6-figure job inputting information. You don't think that's
the computer? The computer.
They've been trying to automate that since the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. This one actually kind of caught me off guard. So this one is also at 6, which is bookkeeping and clerks. So things like accounting, purchase tracking, all of that stuff with like finance and bookkeeping is also just as automated. Like they're seeing a huge decrease in those job applications. This one I have at tier 3 is actually retail cashiers. This isn't being replaced directly by AI. We have all done self-checkout.
Yeah, self-checkout, yep.
The difference is the jobs that remain are going to be automated. The thing is now, right, you used to have 6 cashiers. Now you have 6 self-checkouts with one guy that stands there.
The other thing, too, that I think pairs with that is the dynamic pricing is now everything's going to have a digital price tag. You don't need a merchandising.
PlayStation just rolled that out. Did I tell you?
No.
Oh, my God. So this guy... Sorry to cut her off. This guy...
Why are you apologizing to the camera? Apologize to me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So this guy, he goes to go buy Red Dead on his PlayStation. Same house, zip code, card information as... his wife, who also has a PlayStation, they play together, right? So he's like, I'm finally going to buy Red Dead, and we'll play together. Or not play together, just play it. He goes to go buy it, it's like $20, the Ultimate Edition. He goes to go check his wife's account to get it for her, because they're going to play it together. It's $14.99.
Oh,
so they're already doing dynamic pricing, since I think more than likely it's because she has less of a chance of buying something like that. They want to incentivize her more versus someone like him who probably has increased game hours compared to her.
Yeah, he's going to buy it.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, he'll pay the extra $5. So that's really happening.
But what I was saying was like, you no longer need a merchandising manager. You no longer need someone walking around every Tuesday when the prices change. That's going to change hourly,
That changed by the minute.
Yeah,
they tried that with, what restaurant was it? You remember this a couple years ago? Oh,
McDonald's? God. It was like their McDonald's app.
No, it was, that was a big problem too.
Yeah.
God, you do remember this. You do remember it was
McDonald's.
A fast food restaurant and their menu would update in real time depending on like
McDonald's.
The stocks and stuff. No, that was their app. I do know what you're talking about with that. It was like Wendy's or something.
I don't think it was Wendy's. Wendy's nuts in your mouth. Got him. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, pretty soon, there's going to be a manager that just watches the store, They
don't even need a manager. They have body cams now.
Yeah,
remember that? There's a guy walking around with a body cam on Walmart.
Yeah.
He started walking towards me real fast. I was like, good, he's going to help. Then he turned it off. Okay. The next one we have this at 2 because it's slowly happening is customer service, obviously. People 9 times out of 10 still prefer a person, but AI is getting to the point where you can't tell the difference.
I think, too, companies don't give a fuck.
They don't.
You're going to call them or you're not going to get the assistance that you need. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't care. The thing is, too, is they make so much money now. Like,
they don't.
They have a shitty retention department that outsources out of India.
Yeah, one cancellation.
$6 an hour.
One cancellation isn't killing them.
Yeah.
Apparently for AT&T, we're keeping the lights on, but.
Oh yeah. If you're from AT&T and you're watching this, stop fucking changing my bill, dude. We're giving the CEO. I'm fucking. What a good joke.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you.
Next one we have at number 2, it's kind of customer service, telemarketing, same thing. AI is learning voice patterns, it's learning automated rebuttals, it's learning problem solving. The problem is they can't get it, it's not there yet.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be, right? I mean, 3 years ago, a picture of Will Smith eating spaghetti looked like
garbage. Yeah.
Like doo-doo. Now it creates an entire 4K Ultra HD movie of him eating it with like Kevin Hart and they're making jokes.
Yeah. Now the spaghetti's eating Will Smith.
Yeah. That's really scary. This one is kind of it's just call center doing.
Yeah.
This one is at tier 3. My homies out there that are transcriptionists, you're having a job. Transcriptionism.
Oh yeah, super easy for you to do that.
I mean, literally CapCut does that for me now. When I add my
AI. TikTok will you just do automatic captions. You might have to go and correct a couple words.
They're even getting better.
Yeah?
Yeah, like there's times where like I will say a word and like I'm gonna definitely have to replace that and I didn't have to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like super niche that was actually relevant to the game. Or no, it was when I was doing those Rivals videos. Mm-hmm. Next one, this one does kind of shock me as paralegals. So if you're a paralegal, you're kind of fucked.
I think any job with paperwork.
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
Next one, legal assistance, but that's a paralegal. I don't know why I wrote that one twice.
Legal assistance is different.
This one is, to my opinion, it's actually kind of good. Because there's a lot of scam jobs, and this is specific demographic, is travel agents. A lot of scam jobs come from, I'm talking about like employee scams. Is them being like, hey, we're looking for travel agents that make $25,000 a month, apply, and then you get a link where it's like, oh, join this seminar. And
it's a Zoom call.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually kind of glad that they're cranking down on having legit.
Yeah, but then what if you click the link and it's just an AI running the Zoom call?
That's the thing, is I don't want people doing that as a job. I think that's what I'm saying.
You
I
don't
have an AI.
You don't want
Correct. I don't want
travel agents.
I don't want travel agents to exist. I think that's a dumb fucking thing.
I don't think so. I think it's nice. I'm going to argue with you on this.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think that
likey.
I think if you're going like out of the country, I think it's really cool to have someone to be like, hey, you know, I've either been there or I've researched this area. This is going to be a really great place to stay. This is going to be a really great place to eat.
I have a counter review. Tour guides. People who already live there.
Yeah, but how would you know how to get there?
Get where?
To where the tour guides are. If they're like, hey, if you go to this park, you know, there's,
I think we should challenge
already...
people to critically think.
All right.
I think if somebody's like, I want to go to France and they don't know how to get to France, I think you should figure that
No, but if they're...
I think if you want to go to France and you specifically want to go to Paris and you want to go to the Eiffel Tower, I think you should figure that shit out.
All right, whatever.
I think people should just critically think more. And if you can't, guess what? You don't get to go to Paris.
Well, the AI will do it for you anyways.
Yeah, exactly. AI will go to Paris.
Okay, no.
This next one, this one's definitely, to me, this one's already dead. There is definitely a lot of discussion about it and controversy about it.
Question? I've been burping this whole time. Is the mic?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Alright.
Stinky. So this is definitely very controversial. People talk about this one a lot. I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag. We might actually have to talk about this one. It's art. Art is dead to AI. And this doesn't include things like music, right? Opera, choreography.
Oh, you'd hate Timothy Chalamet.
Why are you saying Chalamet?
I don't know. I messed up his name.
Yeah, dude, let's get some lasagna.
He just said that like he doesn't know why like opera and like ballet or
Actually, I have a friend that's talking about that. Shout out Bailey. She was talking about.
Oh yeah, she does ballet.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
She's fantastic.
So
I
I don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any proof.
She has a picture on her Discord. So must be decent.
But yeah, he was like, I don't really know why like we're keeping that in business, basically.
Actually, Ben Affleck just he either started a company and got a bunch of donations or did a huge donation to a company that uses AI for film editing, lighting, virtual effects. So
come on, Ben.
Your man betrayed you.
Yeah, but I like Ben from the 90s.
Okay.
So
Like
he's with J-Lo now. You know.
He's in jail?
No.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember that.
He's with J-Lo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Which takes me to my next one, which is VFX.
Yeah,
VFX,
acting in general.
I feel like acting is yes or no because I've seen the AI acting stuff and it's bad. But like we talked about earlier with, my phone's about to die. Guys, that is the end of this episode. We'll see you guys in part 2. Yes.